Welcome to Chapter 7 of the Wisconsin Journey, Slavery in the Civil War. When you have time, please take a moment to look at the timelines below, people to know, places to locate, and words to understand. There are also people to know, places to locate, and words to understand that are part of Lesson 1. Caption: slaves were kidnapped from their homes in Africa, chained together, and forced onto ships that took them far away. The slave trade. The slave trade had been going on in America for hundreds of years. Black men, women, and children were captured in African villages. African and European slave traders chained up the Africans and loaded them onto ships. Slave traders took them across the Atlantic Ocean. People were packed closely together in the bottom of the ship. During the trip, the slaves did not get much food or water. There was no fresh air. Many of them got sick and died on the journey. When the ships landed, the traders sold the Africans who were still alive. People bought slaves to work on farms, in factories, or in mines. The French brought slaves to Wisconsin to work in the lead mines. Slavery ended in Wisconsin with the passage of the Northwest Ordinance. You learned about it in Chapter 5. The rule said there could be no slavery in the Northwest Territory. However, slavery was not against the law in the southern states. Caption: the overseer watched from his horse as slaves worked. Sidebar: a plantation was a farm in the South. Some plantations were very large. Plantations grew cotton, tobacco, sugar, or rice. Please read the quotation and comment by Josiah Henson. When you have time after finishing the reading above, go over the "what do you think" question. Why is it important to remember the terrible, sad parts of history as well as the good parts? Some slave owners treated their slaves well. They treated them like trusted servants. Other masters were very cruel. They didn't think of slaves as people. Many slaves lived through each day with fear. Some slaves lived on large sugar or cotton plantations in the South. From sunrise to sunset, they worked for the master. Slaves worked all day in the hot sun. The slaves dreamed of Sunday, the one day of the week they were allowed to rest. At slave auctions, slaves were sold to the highest bidders. Mothers and fathers were often separated from their children. They were sold to different masters. Sometimes brothers and sisters never saw each other again.